Hello, hello. All right. So, Aries, we're going to do a little message of like what's the 5D message coming in, because all week we've been doing kind of like magical storytellings. We have see spirit and we have see me. So, SEA spirit and then SEE, like visualize me. Interesting, because the message from the 5D realm, I gotta say, there is somebody that is calling out in the emotional realm to say, notice me. I don't know if somebody flies, if somebody is a steward or a pilot. I don't know if it's like, I know you pass me by all the time. Look down and see me. I'm not even sure which character this is. If this is Aries calling out and saying, I see you pass me by every day, and it's like you don't even bother to look down. This could be like, oh, you're my boss and you never look down and see little old me. But man, I see you and I have such an emotional bond to you. How come you don't notice me? Or this is somebody that is like literally, they live up above in an upstairs, apartment unit or something from Aries, and it's like, why don't you ever notice me? Or something along the lines of, I can't believe every single day here I am, but you just don't see me. Is this somebody who wants Aries to notice them, or is this Aries who wanted someone to see them? We have late summer dance. Okay, so you know what, this could be in a much broader sense. Late summer dance makes me think that this is somebody who's maybe this is years have gone by, and it's like, a character who is more mature in age, and they're at this point where it's like, I've known you all these years and you've never once like really recognized that I'm here. We have here in plain sight. Holy smokes. Okay, so we definitely have somebody feeling very unseen, and they are calling out. I still don't know though. Is this that someone is trying to make Aries notice me? Please just notice me, Aries. I'm right here. I've been around you for years. Why don't you see me? We have the Fool and the Magician. If this is somebody who wishes that Aries would see them, they're about to. If this is the reverse, same thing. I feel like someone is about to be like, oh my God, how is it that I didn't feel this way? How is it that I didn't share this vibe with you until now? How is that possible? There's a sudden change. But let me see if I can kind of hone in on this a little tighter, because wanting to be seen, wanting to be noticed. Let's say this were in a bigger perspective. Let's say this isn't about like a one-on-one, because there's really nothing here that says that it's just one person saying, notice me. This could be like, world, notice me. Why has my big break not come yet? The big break is about to happen. We got an Ace of Cups. Okay, so first off, the thing that was most important is that our character loves themselves, first and foremost. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks, doesn't matter what if a boss reciprocates how we are in love with them. We should love ourselves first and foremost, is what that says. But can I figure out, is this Aries who's wanted to be noticed, or is this someone who has wanted Aries to notice them and like, come on and love me? I'm hearing that song. I think it was intended to be kind of like a joke song, but and I can't even think of who sings it right now. I think her name was Paula somebody, but David Duchovny, Why Won't You Love Me, is obviously popular around the time of like X-Files. This feels like maybe somebody, in like a lighthearted manner is like, oh, why can't I ever meet that famous person I just know would be great together? Why don't you notice me? It could be something like that, but then it would be more lighthearted energy. This is a storyline. This doesn't have any like, oh my God, this person has been stepped on and dismissed and trampled on and made to feel like they had no worth and value. This is not a heavy storyline, but this is a storyline of saying, why has someone not noticed me? And the answer to that is, sweetheart, notice oneself first, love oneself first and foremost, so that then you realize, oh, wait a second. Lots of people notice me. Maybe not the one person that I wanted the attention of, but sometimes the one person that we want the attention from is the one person who might not be good for us. It's like they could be super, super selfish. And it's like, why would that person not like treat me better? Because they're super selfish. But if we were to love ourselves a little bit more, we'd go like, oh, are you kidding me? That person won't notice anybody because they love staring in the mirror where they see their own eyes and their own physique and their own body. They're too obsessed with themselves. They can't give love to anybody. Okay, I'm free of that. Now, let me go ahead and welcome in all the other beautiful people that will, see me and see my worth. That could be the storyline on this one. We do have a Queen of Swords and we have the Justice card. Because of those two, I do think that factors in pretty heavily. I could read this story in a lot of different directions because I still can't figure out who our lead character is. So far, you notice we haven't got something that really nails it down. We have the energy of this could be somebody else who has wanted Aries to be in love with them and take them away from an unfair relationship that they've been in. Like, oh, Aries, won't you fall in love with me and tell me that you want me and rescue me? And it's like, well, actually, instead of you sitting there staring at Aries, maybe you should love yourself enough to leave behind a relationship and then you go pursue Aries. I mean, I could look at it like that too. Because we have something that is unfair here. We have something that is not balanced. Let me take a closer look at that Justice card. That's Libra energy. 9 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I would argue on this one. Somebody really did need to break away. They needed to transform things and they needed to go ahead and be ready to be with Aries, is what I think this is. They needed to step up, heal themselves, do what they needed to, break away, put their energy where it really should have been. But I think they spent a lot of time pining and staring at Aries and wishing Aries would notice them. And maybe Aries did and was like, yeah, but you're not free and single and clean and clear. So you need to do that before you're allowed to look my way and capture my attention. I see you, but I don't see you as somebody that I'm going to give my attention to because you're not actually single. Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. I think that this is a situation where if I were to just simply say, regardless of the who's who in this, the big message is if somebody wishes, and I'm not going to say this is Aries, but let's just say if there is a character who has wanted so badly for someone's attention, and what was unfair is that they needed to alter some things about their own life before they have a right to ask somebody to pay attention to them. They're finally putting things right like that. For a period of time, I think it was they just wanted attention, but they weren't doing the things that they needed to. This could have been a married man or woman or somebody living with a partner, but they really wanted to start something flirty with Aries. And Aries was just like, yeah, I'm not giving to you. In fact, could care less. I'm absolutely not interested in you so long as that's what your game is, so long as that's what you're trying to do is get me to give to you while you're sitting over there in this indulgence of you want me to pay you attention before you make a life change. No, you need to make your life change and then approach me with respect. And I think that avenue, it is about self-worth, it is about self-respect. And I think Aries has really conveyed that by having these boundaries in place. And I think it's yielding amazing results. But it does say that I think someone has tried very, very hard to get Aries to want them, pay attention to me. Even if they were aloof and still playing hard to get, they kept flying around, buzzing around Aries, like, notice me, notice me. And Aries is like, yeah, how could I not? You fly overhead 10 dozen times. You pass by my desk at work 3,000 times. You're the neighbor that intentionally rushes out to your patio every time you hear me out there barbecuing. I know what you're up to, but you also are not, you're not coming at me in a straightforward manner. So until you can do that, forget it. I love myself enough not to be swayed. So at this point, is that what we have? Is that a like a big turning point then? Because it kind of feels like, keeping boundaries in place like this was a really good thing for our character. We have a 4 of Cups, we have a 10 of Swords. Oh, well, this could actually simply be that if Aries was tangled up in someone's energy that played these little games and kept trying to get Aries to pay attention to them, Aries might be more or less cutting that free out of their head and be like, why would somebody keep trying to get my attention when they still haven't changed their situation? And Aries has come to that conclusion that, you know what? Because they need attention, but if they won't do right by their previous partner or by themselves, then they certainly aren't probably going to do right by me. So I'm done even like at all communicating with this person. And I know it's not a missed opportunity. I might be their missed opportunity, but they are not mine. I kind of think that's the message from the 5D realm is if you won't make the changes and come forward toward me really openly and honestly, babe, I'm going in a new direction. And trust me, there's people out there that will be all over me, that will be ready to give to me. Yeah, I think that this is because here's our Aries now. Our Aries is the one letting this fall, and that person is brokenhearted over losing their Aries. But if they still haven't made those changes and come forward straight in a straightforward manner, of course, Aries is done with them. I think that that makes such perfect sense. We have an Ace of Swords and we have the Star. Aries is cutting them loose and almost immediately having better results. They may end up connecting to an Aquarius. They may end up having are there 2 cards there? No. Okay. They may end up having an amazing connection with somebody else entirely different. But the big thing is they're not hung up on this person from the past. They're not hung up on this person anymore. Let me get just one more for just Aries. The Sun. Okay, so there could be a Leo on the horizon also. I would argue the big message to all of this from that 5D realm is that Aries has been in a connection that was always like, it wasn't spoken about. They weren't taking action, but they never wanted to let go of Aries. And they kept wanting Aries to somehow engage in some clandestine or 5D realm, like, tell me you love me, Aries. Let me know that you still think of me, Aries. And this is Aries actually checking out of the 5D connection and being so much happier for it because they've come to that conclusion. You know what? The person that I'm going to be giving to is going to be the person who's actually here with me, present for me, making the changes that they need to make in order to give me their body, soul, heart, and mind. I want the whole of someone, and I want them to be there and be present for me. This is Aries letting somebody go, a 5D connection go. I actually think that's a great message because there is such freedom of all of this, stagnated energy. Now, I think that's actually a really beautiful message on that. All right, you guys, thank you so much, Aries, for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you guys again later on. Take care. Bye for now.